Warning, high winds approaching, water level rising, temperature increasing, voltage overloading.
Warning, this video is intended for adult collectors. It contains plastic collectibles, questionable opinions, and that guy that really hates Armada Hotshot. This is not a test. This is a random review.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel, and I do believe that it is day 3 of our look at the Combiner War Constructicons as a quick way of comparing them to the upcoming ones, just to refresh our brains very quickly. I hope you're enjoying these, because it's kind of fun to kind of look back at some of these older toys from time to time. So today we are looking at Scavenger. One that was special to me because I do remember having one as a kid. One of the very few Constructicons I ever had. The other one being Mixmaster. And yeah, like this one did not do too bad of a job from first glance. Obviously, it is rocking the exact same bright, vibrant neon green and purple color scheme that any Constructicon should be known for, and it's doing a little bit more in deco detail as well. So, like all the others, you can see the purple that has been painted on the windshields, the Decepticon symbol right below the front one, a little bit of red and silver poking through here and on the other side. Now, this is going to be, I think, better detail later on. But for now, it's just kind of making interesting side detail on the toy. We also have the exhausts in the back, or these vents, rather, that have been painted in black. Nice to see. We can see a little bit of what's eventually going to be the robot mode junk just hanging out in the backside of the vehicle. Just in case you thought that was a recent thing where Hasbro in the last few years has started hiding like robot mode bits in the backside of the vehicle modes. No. They were up to this stuff years ago. That ain't a new thing. But it does make for, the convenient hiding spot. The front side looks fine. Front side looks good. Not arguing that. Surprising paint detail, the hydraulic here on the front scoop. This is not what I expected. Like, this is actually a pretty fine piece of detail in one of these types of toys, so cool to see. You can see a lot of nice sculpted detail throughout the arm especially. You've got extra panels and mechanics, you've got wiring that you can see here, more hydraulics toward the base. Nice to see. And the sculpted detail does carry across. You can see rivets, panels. Nice to see. Nice little details all over the place on these guys. So they didn't cheap out on the sculpt, certainly. Now, like a proper backhoe, it is hinged both ways. So you can move it at the top. You can also move it at the base. Bucket can't, but you also have this little rotation point. So you can actually swivel it side to side as well, if you would so choose. And then, of course, it folds all the way up if you want to be nice and tidy about it. Nice, clean, like block vehicle mode. It's really for the combined mode when it's an arm, but it comes in handy too if you just kind of want to tuck the vehicle mode up like so. So yeah, not a bad little piece. Obviously, the treads don't work. It is on 2 of these tiny little wheels and then 1 big roller in the back. So it's obviously not going to roll on the glass. I would probably scratch the glass attempting it. But you know what? It's fine. It is what it is. So, let us get this guy transformed, shall we? He's a little bit different than some of the others. So, immediately going to undo the legs and unclip all of that. This is going to have a weird fold up. If I can remember exactly the order it's supposed to be done in, you'll excuse me. I'm going to pop that hinge like so. Get these folded out of the way. That'll eventually be the legs. I'm going to connect those up here, but first I want to get these side pieces out of the way that are going to form the upper torso. So we can go ahead and fold those together. Come around to the back with me. The arms are on these interesting, like curved, leg in the way, curved ball joint stems. So you want to bring those all the way up and rotate them down. The cab section is going to fold over like that, and then bring this up. There we go. Go ahead and fold out the arms. Nice. While this whole section's still clear, I'm going to go ahead and fold that piece down to get the head flipped out. Close that back up. And now we are going to hinge all this back in, clip that into place. The legs themselves will have to extend. One of the rare times Hasbro brought back the leg slide part of the transformation. Go ahead and open up the feet like so, just like the classic toy. And after that, we are going to make sure that pelvis is as clipped together as possible. There we go. And then just fold that arm all the way down. Now that is going to be our Scavenger in robot mode. Nice, tidy little transformation. I would say out of all of them so far, I think he's got one of the more interesting transformations to him. He doesn't feel like he's sacrificing for the sake of a combiner. He feels very satisfying to transform. Like, he's got a lot of neat little tricks here and there, and it's kind of an atypical way of transforming a figure like this. I like it. I like it a lot. It's involved, more involved than its origins would have you believe. So obviously we are dealing with a pretty even mix of the lime green and the bright royal purple colors. They look very, very good. He is wearing purple pants. We are going to acknowledge that. He is the easiest character to cosplay if you go to like TFCon or something, because all you really need is a green jacket and purple pants, and boom, you are Scavenger. Maybe keep a shovel on your back. Just casual cosplay tip if you ever so choose to go. And he's looking good though. So those side details, the red pieces, now they make a lot more sense as part of the torso design and detail. And speaking of, look at that. So on the original toy, that would be his diecast and chrome section. And it looks really, really good here in the silver with the gold hits right there in the middle. Decepticon symbol, very proud on the chest. Looking really, really good. I also like the little hits of silver and red in the midsection. The little bits of black that are now on the forearms. It breaks his colors up really nicely. Like, the only thing I could use is just like a little bit to break up the purple in the legs, but I understand the way he works and the way that he's always looked. That's not going to be a thing, but I will take it for what it is. I think it's still pretty good. Like, I think they still did a pretty good job decoing this guy and making him look interesting. And as you can see, again, he's not really suffering from being a combiner piece. You know, like, not a lot of clutter in the back, just the shovel, which is exactly what I would expect. I would expect that shovel to be there, so that's not really much of an issue. So, with the figure basically covered, let's go ahead and go into the articulation rundown. It's on a ball joint, so lots of movement in the neck. Great to see. Ball joints in the shoulders mean plenty of universal range and motion there. Ball joint in the elbow. So the elbow does have a bend in the ball joint's cut, and it also rotates as well. So that's our first elbow joint in this toy line. Again, nothing at the waist. That's the sacrifice of all this junk that was needed to become an arm later. The hips are ball jointed as well, so full range of motion there. 90-degree bend on the knee, which is also ball jointed. It's the Beast Wars toy. It's ball joints all over the place, except the ankle. The ankle is a standard tilted hinge. So cool to see. Like, he's got a lot going on. Like, he's definitely the most articulated of the batch that we have seen so far. Yeah, really cool to see. Like, I think this guy just kind of stands on his own. Like, I feel like if there was any one of these Constructicons, at least so far in this rundown, that would just make for an interesting toy all by himself, it's probably Scavenger here. Like, aside for like the vehicle has some function on its own, like actual like play value that you would expect from a backhoe toy. The fact that, you know, the robot mode looks really nice, the transformation is interesting. He's got a lot going on, like a surprising amount going on. You know, I like you so much. Here, I'm going to give you the responsibility of one of the big missile launchers. So you are responsible for this, like, well, as soon as I praise you, I was pushing too hard trying to get the weapon in. That's on me. With that said, I do this to indicate that, yes, he does have a flaw to him. Because the hands hinge downward, can't really hold heavy objects, so you can't really give him the missile launcher weapon, which is a little unfortunate. Maybe we'll go with a smaller cannon. How about that? Okay, you good with that? Okay. So yeah, ball joints still have their weaknesses. You know, that's always going to be a thing. But hey, I don't think it detracts from him too much. Okay, so you have to choose his weapon a little bit more carefully. That's fine. He still seems to stand up pretty well on his own as a toy. I still enjoy messing with him all on his own. Yeah, Scavenger, I think, is one of the best ones out of the batch. So we still have 3 to go. So we will see if any of the others can stand up to just how nice this one turned out. Yeah, we're not even halfway through the week yet, so let's keep going.